Huh? Vegetarian food is sanctioned food. When it's offered to Krishna, it is sanctified food. And eating in moderation is regulated food. Accepting wife in proper sacred wedding is sanctioned. And then husband-wife engaging in Krishna consciousness is sanctified. And husband-wife not spending all the wealth extravagantly, but saving the wealth and engaging it in Lord's service and leading a regulated life in terms of, family life, grihastha ashrama principles. Then it is regulated, you see that. So this is how you begin regulating your senses. If anybody regulates the senses of eating, sleeping, mating, defending as per the Guru's order, very soon the propensity for enjoying will go away. That's a blessing which comes. They will very soon realize that I cannot enjoy this material body. It is useless to struggle to enjoy this body. But the real enjoyment is when I engage in Lord's service. For example, the senses are not given for us to keep them idle. Just like you have a saying in English, the ships are safe in the harbor when you tie them, but that's not what they are meant for. The ships are supposed to be sailing in the ocean. Similarly, the senses are not meant to be kept, without use, like the Jnanis and the Buddhists and Jains. Many people who say that, shut your eyes, shut your ears, shut your mouth. That's not the purpose of senses. The senses should be used. How to use the senses? So there are 5 ways in which, if you use the senses, it is not considered glorious. But the 6th way is the spiritual way. For example, company gives you a car. You can underuse the car by not using the car at all, or going at 20 km/h speed. That is underuse of the car. Now, overuse of the car is what? You go at very high speeds in the car and burn out the car. Some people go on race. You've seen that? Yeah, car runs out very soon. It becomes a scrap. So don't underuse the car. Don't overuse the car. And some people may abuse the car. They take a cricket bat and break the glass of the car. That is also useless. You are spoiling the facility given. Or somebody may use the car rightly. How do you rightly use the car? In India, you keep it on the left side. America, you keep it on the right side. Red signal, you stop the car. Green signal, you move. You are rightly following. Only you don't know where are you supposed to go. You don't know the destination. Isn't it? Yeah. Or somebody may wrongly use the car. How? Company has given you the car. You take the car and go to your beach and you're eating cone ice cream, smoking and relaxing in the beach. You are not using it for the company's purpose, but using it for your own purpose. All these are wrong ways of using the car. Now you understand what am I trying to say with the body? What is the underuse of human body? You see most people in this world are eating, sleeping and spending away their valuable human life. Just like cows or bulls are eating grass and sitting down. They are spending their human life like that, not doing anything constructive in their life, in spiritual direction. And overuse of the car is what people in IT companies nowadays work 16 hours. Some people are doing 3 jobs or 3 shifts also. They are overusing the body and wearing out the body, simply for money making. That is overuse of the body. And also abuse of the body is what? Getting frustrated with life and committing suicide. That is abuse of the body given. Nature will say, you are abusing your body, which is human body. Now I will give you a body of a cockroach. Then one will get some kind of body. Or one will become a ghost, like Prabhupada says here. If one is suiciding with the body, then one doesn't get the gross instrument. Abuse of the body. Or one may rightly use the body. People wear chandan, kumkum. Many people actually walk on the road. In the temple, they say they do like this. Then they go away. They're very pious people, many of them. Or they just come to temple, bow down and go. They don't cultivate spiritual knowledge. They don't chant the holy name. They don't progress in the spiritual understanding. They may be pious, good people. They may be, but it is dangerous because they don't know the goal of life. They don't know the destination. Where are we? They don't know what is body, what is soul, what is super soul. They don't know. Pious people are not bad, but they need to know the goal, a destination. As soon as you board any Uber, Ola car, what are the 2 things he will ask you immediately, driver? Destination. What is the other one? OTP, correct, no? Two things he asks you. So you tell him that, okay, I'm sitting in the car, but I'm not very sure where to go. You just started, let me tell you. Can you say that? No, if you have a human body, you need to know the goal. Huh? My goal is go back home, back to a child in ISKCON can tell you. Huh? You ask any child, what is the goal of your life? Go back to God. Huh? So don't underuse the human body. Don't overuse the human body. Don't abuse the human body. Huh? Don't wrongly use the human body. Now, for example, there are people using human body for eat, drink, and be merry. Huh? They may say, I'm not working like a donkey in the company. I have enough money. Huh? I am not abusing the body by suiciding. Huh? But I am enjoying entertainment in my life, eat, drink, and be merry. People are wasting just because they have money. Or don't uh, rightly use the body by being pious alone. Don't get stuck in piety. So stuck in piety is right use, and eat, drink, and be merry is wrong use, and suiciding is abuse, and underuse like living like two-legged animals. Overuse is like burning out the body. But there is only one perfect use of the human body, which is spiritual use, which is called Rishikena, Rishikesha Sevanam, Bhakti Ruchate. If you engage your senses in Krishna service, like Ambarish Maharaj did, Savai mana Krishna padara vindayor vachamsi vaikuntha gunanu varnane karau harer mandira marjanadishu shrutim chakara chuta sat kathodaye मुकुन्दलिङ्गालय दर्शने दृशौ तद्भृत्यगात्रा स्पर्शेङ्ग सङ्गमम् घ्राणं च तत्पादसरोजसौरभे श्रीमत्तुलस्यारसनां तदर्पिते पादौ हरे क्षेत्रपदानुसर्पणे शिरो हृषीकेशपदाभिवन्दने कामं च दास्येन तु कामकाम्यया यदोत्तमश्लोकगुणाश्रयारतिः. These three verses are beautiful verses in Bhagavatam, which tell us how to spiritually use the human body. So this was done by Ambarish Maharaj. Ambarish Maharaj was not a brahmachari or a sannyasi. He was living in the midst of affluence. That is said in another verse. Griheshu dareshu suteshu bandhushu dipottamassanjanavadi vastishu akshaya ratnambaranambaradishu anantakosheshu akarot asanmatim. Ambarish Maharaj had many queens, many children, and a very huge palace. And he had many elephants and horses and chariots and, and he had an inexhaustible treasury, like gold and silver and diamond. And he wore very costly dresses and costly ornaments also. And he had mukut and everything. Lived in affluence, lavish lifestyle. King means you can imagine how kings would live. With all these things, when he was living in the midst of them, he was not attached to them. He was like a drop of water on a lotus leaf. He always saw that these are all temporary. Anytime they will pass. If they are here today, they'll be gone tomorrow. He was fully realized in that way. He considered them like a dead stone. He didn't care a fig for them. On the contrary, his mind was fully fixed in Krishna's lotus feet. What was he doing? Savai mana Krishna padara vindayor. With his mind, he was remembering Krishna's lotus feet. With the hand, he cleansed the temple. With the eyes, he saw the beautiful deities. With the ears, he heard the Krishna Katha like you all are hearing. With the mouth, he was speaking Krishna Katha like I am trying to speak. And he was also using the leg to walk to the temple. In this way, he conquered all the material desires, it is said. That is a spiritual use. So here Prabhupada is saying here, that the living entity is given a choice to enjoy the senses. The senses are therefore instruments for enjoying the material world. Consequently, the senses have been described as friends. Sometimes because of too much sinful activity or abuse of the body, the living entity does not get a material gross body, but hovers on a subtle platform like a ghost, he's saying. And then ahead Prabhupada says, Utkramantam siddham vapi bhunjanam va gunanvitam vimudhananu pashyanti jnana chakshushaha. The foolish cannot understand how a living entity can quit his body, nor can they understand what sort of body he enjoys under the spell of the modes of nature. But one whose eyes are trained in knowledge can see all this. The living entities are merged into the air of life. which acts in different ways for circulation. That is prana, apana, udana, vyana, samana. And because the life air functions in this fivefold way, it is compared to five-hooded serpent. The soul passes through the Kundalini chakra like a serpent crawling on the ground. The life air is compared to Uraga, the serpent. Panchavritti is the desire to satisfy the senses attracted by five sense objects, namely form, taste, sound, smell, and touch. Shabda, sparsha, rasa, rupa, gandha. So, in the 13th chapter, this is the main point. After giving explanation about Purusha and Prakriti and two type of Kshetragya and all that, the main verse comes, which is 13.22, is it? Purusha Prakriti Stohi? 24? 21? Purusha Prakriti Stohi? Yeah. Please repeat that famous verse, we will conclude with that. Purusha Prakriti Stohi Bhungte Prakritijan Gunan Karanam Guna Sangosya Sadasad Yoni Janmasu. See, Purusha is the living entity. Purusha, Prakriti Sthahi. Prakriti Stha means to situate. So we are seated in this material body, which is awarded by Maya Devi. Maya Devi has given us this body because we have come to enjoy Maya. She is saying, take this body. Just like, for example, you have two places you can enjoy. Either enjoy the food cooked by your mother at home, or go to a hotel and enjoy the food cooked in a hotel, isn't it? Or sometimes you see in the railway station, people purchase the vendors selling. Both are eating, but the first eating is nourishing to your body and safe for your body, isn't it? And the second one, eating out in a train or any place, it's made for commercial purposes. You don't know what oil they use and what kind of things they have put. Similarly, you can enjoy with Krishna or you can enjoy with Maya. But enjoying with Krishna, how do you enjoy? That enjoyment is achieved by service. We actually enjoy by serving. You may wonder, really, how can I enjoy by serving? Say, for example, if a wife is cleaning the house and washing the clothes, drying the clothes and folding and keeping them in the cupboard, cooking some nice snacks, and the children are returning from the school, husband is coming from the office, she is serving all of them, and children are enjoying the food, and husband is smiling happily, she's congratulating the wife for her service. So, who feels happy? Husband feels happy or wife also feels happy? Both feel happy, isn't it? Yeah. That's like in a school also, the teacher is teaching, students are studying, and the students faithfully study and get good marks, and the teacher is giving a pat. Oh, you did very well. You got a centum in mathematics. So who is happy? Both. The student was studying under the teacher, and the teacher gave. So one boy was asking his mother, Mama, this tuition teacher is coming and making me do all the mathematics, and you are giving her the tuition fee. He was asking. The mom caught his ears and said, you fool, if I don't keep the tuition teacher, you won't study. Therefore, we need a tuition teacher. So Krishna has kept a tuition teacher for all of us. Who is there? Maya Devi. And she is using, instead of stick, she is showing Trishul. Trividatap stick. She is getting the jivas to come to the senses. We are foolish at the moment because we are like a drunken force soul. Drunken person is speaking anything, any damn thing, isn't it? Pishachi Pailayata Mati Channa Hai, he says. So, anything he will speak, a drunkard, he has to be slapped and brought to senses. So, Maya Devi is here, the tuition teacher, to bring us to senses. So, Krishna has appointed her, like our father may appoint a tuition teacher to bring us to this, proper studying, because we are not obedient, we are naughty or whatever. So, we are awarded the material body to come to material world. Just because you are given the material body for material enjoyment doesn't mean you have to do material enjoyment. Some people may say, okay, Prabhu, what to do? Now material body is given, material senses are there. I think I have come to material world anyway. Let me try to enjoy. You cannot enjoy. The more you try to enjoy, you are going to suffer. That is, like a moth cannot enjoy entering the fire. It has to get roasted there. So we should know intelligently that although I am given this material body right now, this is a mistake that I committed, due to which this material body is given to me. But the best bargain we can make out of this material body is to use this material body in Krishna's service. Like when we enter the altar after becoming Brahman, we have one prayer called Bhuta Shuddhi prayer. And that prayer we say, oh my dear Lord Krishna, some or other I have fallen into this ocean of birth and death and I have got this gross and subtle bodies. And I am fortunately blessed with the shelter of a spiritual master, Vaishnava spiritual master, who is engaging me in your service. And Srimati Radharani has accepted me. And through the Guru Parampara, she is engaging me in your service. Please accept this service. And while entering this puja room, I am getting rid of these two coverings. Sarvopadi, Vainer Muktam. I give up this gross body, give up the subtle body, and I am coming as a pure soul inside to serve you, serve the divine couple. And that's my real identity. These two coverings are superfluous to the soul, and they are abominable, obnoxious. But still I possess it, so you bear with me. And therefore, when you are dressing the deities also, if you touch your nose or touch your eyes, immediately you have to take achaman. You do it. You preserve the purity standards. And after coming out also, we say mantrahinam, kriyahinam, bhaktihinam, Janardana. Oh Lord Janardhan, while doing your worship, in case my mind wandered or I committed some mistake, any apachar I did, please kindly forgive me. In this way, by going again and again close to Lord, coming closer and closer to devotees, again and again opening Bhagavatam and reciting and reading, again and again singing and dancing in Guru Puja, offering our obeisance to Srila Prabhupada daily. In this way, by spiritualizing our body and mind, it's like iron rod put in fire. You put iron rod in fire, it becomes fiery. It assumes the quality of fire. Similarly, our body and mind will become spiritualized. And then it's only a matter of time that we will become liberated even while being seated in this body. Which means I have a gross body, subtle body, but I don't use it for Maya. I only use it for Krishna service. When that stage comes, then you will not be awarded one more material body. Tyaktva deham manajjanma nayiti ameti sorjanaya. Krishna says that now you don't need any more material bodies because you have lost the propensity for enjoying. Your heart has become filled with seva vritti or seva bhava. So this is the conclusion that we have to understand. The 13th chapter is intended to explain this point that Karanam Guna Sangosya Sadasat Yoni Janmasu. I'm getting Sadyoni and Asadyoni. Sadyoni means human body or a Devata's body. Asadyoni means animals, birds, reptiles, aquatics, where you cannot realize God. So right now, which body we have? Sadyoni or Asadyoni? Right now, we have Sadyoni. So this is a very suitable body for self-realization. We can spiritually use the body. Rishikena Rishikesha Sevana. And if we lose this opportunity, we are likely to fall to animal bodies if we become neglectful of devotional service. So one has to be always cautious and alert like Jadabharata. Because human life is short, time is precious, and Kali Yuga is ferocious. And therefore it is better for us not to take the matter lightly, but take the matter seriously. And Krishna consciousness is moment after moment consciousness. So every moment we have to make the right choice, and the right choice is a spiritual choice. We have to, both are presented to us, Krishna and Maya, Krishna and Maya. Again and again choose Krishna. And again say, no to Maya, yes to Krishna, no to Maya, yes to Krishna. Keep on doing that. A time will come when it will become natural for us to always choose Krishna. Tantra Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. I can take one or two questions and comments from Anandmaya Prabhu, Vedanta Prabhu. Give the mic to them. One hand is up. We'll take one question and then we'll take comment. Yes, Prabhu. Give the mic behind. Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Tanod Pranam. Prabhu, you raised an important point saying that people try to are depressed and they are trying to commit suicide.
Correct. These are all abuse of the body. These are abuse of the human body. Yeah.
Yes, Prabhu. I have my friends. One is divorced, trying to commit suicide. I have one friend who is not married and he's depressed because of his love.
Yeah.
How
Actually, whether you are not married or you are married, you are going to be frustrated if you are not Krishna conscious. Yeah. It's not that by not marrying you can be happy. Those who are not married think that if you marry, you will become happy. And those who are married, they wonder, why did I marry? So both are frustrated because both are not Krishna conscious. If anybody in any walk of life becomes Krishna conscious, the real happiness is in Krishna's lotus feet only, nowhere else. Like for a bird which is wandering in the sky, the happiest place is the nest when he comes back in the evening. Similarly, for us, Krishna's lotus feet is our nest. We have to come back there. And it is a reality. Nitai Pada Kamala Koti Chandra Sushitala. It is said, Lord's lotus feet is like million moons. Even mother of Dhruva told him, Tameva Vatshashaya Britya Vatsalam. She says, if you go to forest and see Lord Vishnu, you will get the love of a million mothers, she said. One mother's love itself is so great. What has become million mothers? So you can tell both the friends what I told you. You can bring them here sometimes.
One is coming, but the other is not listening. He has attempted 4 times. I'm trying to ask him to come to temple. He always gives some reason.
Okay, if he doesn't come, you carry prasad for him and give some kirtans. Okay. When he becomes little more peaceful, eating prasad and hearing kirtan, then he may ask you, where is this coming from? Golokera Premadan Harinam Sankirtan. Sure. So then you can bring him here. Huh?
Sure, bro. Thank you.
Thank you. One hand was up. Yeah. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. In one of the books of Srila Prabhupada, he writes that even if we are serving Maya, we're indirectly serving Krishna in that way also.
Yeah, for example, you are a citizen of India. You can serve India by being a law-abiding citizen. You heard me? You heard me?
Yes.
You can serve India by being a law-abiding citizen. Or you break the laws of the country by being put in the jail. Jail is also under the same government only. So what do you prefer? You want to be in the jail or you want to be outside? I'm asking you. Can you give the mic to him? Because
Outside.
both are under the government only. Both are under Prime Minister. You can be inside the jail or you can be outside. Which one you prefer?
Outside.
Yeah, we all prefer that. So which means, you can be in Goloka or you can be in Buloka. Which one we prefer?
Goloka.
Yeah. Both are under Krishna only. When there is a civil department, there's a criminal department. You have the choice which one you want to be under. So, like for example, if you are under police, then Maya Devi's ways are very harsh. Like police remove the belt and whips. On the other hand, if mother wants to correct you, she may pinch you or slap you. That is a loving slap. So even Krishna may punish his devotees, but it is a loving punishment. Whereas Maya's punishment is very harsh. So somebody may say, both are under Krishna. Yes, both are under Krishna. You have the choice. You can choose where you want to serve. If you are little intelligent, you will understand. It's not real intelligence to be under Maya. No? Let us take some comments from our great souls. Give them the mic. Anandamaya Prabhu, Vedanchitan Prabhu. Add something. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Very beautifully explained the tattva part, how we should get rid of the gross body. And about subtle body, Prabhupada said subtle body is polluted because of association with the gross material elements. So when we go back to Godhead, we don't give up the subtle body, rather Krishna transforms the subtle body. Just like it is said in the Bhagavad Gita, the mind, when he becomes the friend, when he is controlled, he becomes a friend, and when he is not controlled, he becomes the enemy. So a controlled mind actually helps us in remembering Krishna, or controlled senses help us to serve Krishna. Hrishikena sevanam bhakti ruchyate. So, I wanted to, hear more about what is your understanding of that, how that transformation of the subtle body happens, we go with the same subtle body, or what exactly happens when
According to the Srimad Bhagavatam, the soul has inbuilt intelligence and inbuilt mind and senses, which are like the whole spiritual life. Say, for example, if you make a doll with a sugar powder, huh? The whole doll is made of sugar powder. Similarly, the soul's body is made up of spiritual substance. And that spiritual substance has got inbuilt intelligence, mind, senses, everything, which is completely spiritual. And over and above that, the blanket of subtle body and gross body have come. Like that, she says, Devahuti says, Nirvinna nitaram bhuman asadindriya tarshanat kena sambhavyamanena prapannandam tamah prabho. She's telling, my spiritual senses and mind are covered by material senses and mind. She's telling. So because of that, we are living in illusion in this world, like a blanket put over a person. So the gross body, definitely, we all have seen it is burnt to ashes. Huh? And the subtle body is also material. It's made up of man, buddhi, ahankar, which is also subtle matter, like ethereal body, that is subtle matter. But that also is finished at the time of moksha. That I was telling you, Jarayat Kyashi Akosham Nigirina Manalo Yata, that is a Kapila section. Kapila says the subtle body is also given up because that also belongs to material world. So in that Bhagavatam, there is explanation. The Panchamahabhut mixed with Panchamahabhut. And the man mixes with global man. And the intelligence mixes with global intelligence. And the ego mixes with global ego. And the soul comes out without any of these 8 elements. And naked soul comes. And that soul has inbuilt ability to know things by spiritual mind and spiritual intelligence and spiritual senses. And then the soul connects with super soul, and then even super soul doesn't accompany us to spiritual world. Super soul, they started to us when we leave the material world. Because in spiritual world, we are directly in touch with the Lord there. So only the soul goes to the spiritual world. Now those who are hovering in the Brahma Jyoti, they have become free from false ego, but they have not acquired the true identity of Swarupya Siddhi. Swarupya Siddhi. Therefore I told, the stopping of gross body is death, stopping of subtle body is moksha, and attaining one's Swarupa is the real mukti. Mukti ritva anyata arupam swarupena vyavasthiti, where all the 12 items are revealed to us. What is my form in the spiritual world? What is my name? Who is my Swamini or Swami in the spiritual world? And what is my seva? Who are my associates? What is my place of service? And what is my service? Like that, the 12 items, so which you call as Swarup Pranali, we call it. So that is revealed to us as we go beyond the 00. Mad Bhakti Labate Param, he says. And there, and all this we do only with the spiritual body. And the spiritual body doesn't need the aid of subtle or gross bodies which is given to us. Just like I go to America, for example, climate is very cold. I need a jacket there. Now when I return to India, I throw away the jacket. I don't need. India is too hot. Correct, no? Similarly, when I come to material world, I wear 2 jackets. Gross body and subtle body for enjoying. But then now, when we become purified, that means the desires in your subtle body have become spiritual completely. That matches with the desires in the soul. So there is no difference between the two. Then you can give up the subtle body and gross body both. And the soul goes and serves with the spiritual desires. So the spiritual desires are there in the soul also. And they are also there, desires in the subtle body. But subtle bodily desires are there only as long as we have subtle body. After that, we don't need that anymore. This is actually Lord Kapila saying in the Sanka section. Yeah. Is it clear, Prabhu?
this is clear as long as we go back to the spiritual world.
Yeah.
But there is a state of consciousness where it is said, Iha yasya harir dasyer karmana manasagira nikilaswapi avastasu jivan muktasya uchyate.
Yeah.
That when a living entity, even though he may be in this world with this gross body and subtle body, but he's completely dedicated his
Like
life.
our Janak Maharaj.
Yeah. So that is not different from being in Vaikuntha.
Exactly. Because
So
he is not going to misuse his subtle and gross body anymore.
so there is a state of consciousness where your present material body or gross body
Correct.
can be completely used for Krishna's
And it is
service
as good as being in spiritual world.
in the spiritual.
Exactly. That's true. Because the moment the soul becomes fully awakened to the reality and doesn't want to misuse the gross and subtle bodies, it's called a Jivan Mukta. Just like this coconut, it withdraws inside. When you do like this, kudu kudu sound comes, So it is aloof from the shell. So Prabhupada says our gross body is like a fiber, and subtle body is like the shell of the coconut, and the soul is like the coconut, and the Krishna Prem is like the coconut water. Prabhupada says in one lecture. So out of these four, the two most important things are what? Coconut and coconut water, isn't it? So they are very important. And then the other two are fed to the fire. Correct? No? So, but what Prabhuji is emphasizing is the point. Before that stage comes when you return to spiritual world, even while being in the material world, you can be a liberated soul, which is called the Jivan Mukta. That's a very nice word it is. Jivan Mukta means you may be living in a family life. You may have children like Bhaktivinoda Thakur had 10 children. He had wife and, he was a high court magistrate, but he was a Jivan Mukta. He was liberated soul. So which for him, the gross body and subtle body don't pose any problem, correct? That's a very important point also. So we don't have to wait for the date when we will go back to Godhead. You can be in this world and still not be of this world. You can be aloof from this world. Yeah, like a drop of water and lotus leaf. We'll recite that verse and conclude. Thank you, Prabhu. Karmanaiva hi samsiddhyam astito janakadayah loka sangrahamevapi sampashyan kartumarhasi brahmanyadhaya karmani sangam tyaktva karoti yah lipyate na sa papena padmapatram ivambhasa. So how did Janaka Maharaj live? He was a king. He was a Nishkama Karma Yogi. So although he was the king, his consciousness was always he was a devotee. He never identified with the kingly royal delights and royal facilities and everything. So he lived like a drop of water on a lotus leaf. That's how one should live in this world, in any ashrama, in any walk of life. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki, Vantrat Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Gaur Bhakta ki,
His Grace Radheshyam Prabhu ki jai.
Gaur Bhakta ki.